Morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke, together with Rev Yutaka Yamada. Today is Saturday, the 18th of January 2025, or the 19th of December in the 12th year of Chonilguk. So thank you all for coming, and let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Chunji Chimpunimge Kyombe Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English.
하전맨세 5. 천일급 주인 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 전산세계와 대산적 지산세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 5. Our family, the owner of Chonilguk, pledges to strive every day to advance the unification of the spirit world and the physical world as subject and object partners by centering on true love. I'd like to ask Tim Sisserson if he could offer the opening prayer, please.
Good morning. Please join me in prayer. Good morning, our loving Heavenly Parent. We live in this momentous time as our true mother is leading us by her example of devotion and of investment of great heart. Heavenly Parent, we really need to strive to reach a level where we can resonate with her, and so we are so blessed to have the opportunity to pray at Chonchimwon and together with brothers and sisters who are showing this kind of devotion. Heavenly Parent, please give us the strength and courage to really challenge ourselves to really come to embody the kind of zeal and love that our true mother has been showing, that of course our true parents have been showing all these years. We sincerely dedicate this time, and we ask your guidance. I offer this report in the name of Sisters and Blessed Central Family. Acho.
Thank you, and let's give a warm welcome to Rev Yutaka as he shares this morning.
Good morning, our brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining today's morning Hundoke. So today is the Saturday. Already 1 week is passing. So how was this week? Let's reflect well, pray well, and prepare for the new week. So each day is the precious time. Let's do our best. So first of all these true mothers now in America, and the mother is spending time with our brothers and sisters. And this is Sunday in America time. So Oceania time is Monday, 5 a.m. True parent, true mother will organize the special Sunday service in America. Get ready for the epic with true mother. So this will be happening on this Oceania time is on Monday morning. So as maybe you heard before, mother is giving the direction to Korean leaders. And now there are so many issue or problem because even Korean people are chosen people, but they could not recognize they are chosen people, and they could not recognize existence of heavenly parents and true parents, and they also could not understand they are the chosen people. That's why we have to teach and guide them or educate them clearly who they are. This is the true mother's current direction to Korean people. That's why Korean side are centering on the true mother and international headquarters. They are preparing the epic with True Mother. And these things, now True Mother is going to America, and Mother is also sharing and asking all people to receive the education. So this Sunday or this Monday, True Mother will have this special Sunday service with American brothers and sisters in Las Vegas. That's why in our Oceania side also, we are thinking to join together. So this will be broadcasted in online by Peace TV. So time is 5 a.m. So instead of 6 a.m. Fundoke on next Monday, we will start the 5 a.m. On the Sydney time on Monday, and just we will watch together to join this special service in America. That's why this Monday, the day after tomorrow, we will have join together from 5 a.m. So please adjust your time and also join together. This joining together become also Johnson and support. So let's support our true mother, unite together, and also create the great moment. So please remind this time well. So this Monday, 5 a.m. Let's try to do our best. And next is Chombo or special event, Winter Hyojeon Chombo Great Works. So please prepare this February 7 and February 9. This commemoration event would be held on February 2nd and 3rd. This is the main event. So next week, Sunday and Monday. That's why please also join well. And after that, we will have also great Chombo works. So please register well and attend well. And PCLC Online Fellowship is also happening together January 28. Please also join everyone all the time. Those things is happening. I think almost, yes, next week, next week, right? This is also do well and things. So last night, continuously we are doing Chanshman prayer. So thank you, our Shidoni side, brothers and sisters, for your prayer. This offer, we offer the Chansong joining Chanshman. And our New Zealand side, thank you, our New Zealand side. And our Solomon Island side, thank you, our Solomon Island brothers and sisters. And you could see this photo in the left side, our Yeonming and Rebecca from Sydney. The second gen went to Solomon Island, and they also organizing the second generation education. So they are so much inspired, and they are happy, and they are having a great time. So many programs going on. Let's support and prepare well. Okay, maybe that's it. So thank you, everyone. So today we will have a Fundoke. Today's Fundoke message is from Chon Sung-gyun. What is heaven? So let's study together. Okay, Mrs. Na, please.
Mediators in the kingdom on earth and the kingdom in heaven. Process of creation, God made all things and made humankind. Everything began with God at the center. God's will was for oneness between himself and all people, and for equilibrium for all things in the creation. We human beings stand in the middle between God and the created world. Thus, we can function as the mediators between the spiritual and the physical world.
Yes, thank you. So now we are studying about the spiritual world. So especially this time, this topic is heaven. So how much do we imagine, and how much can we understand the existence of spiritual world and also existence of heaven? So imagination or understanding about heaven or kingdom of heaven. This is also important. So this part, Father is talking that God created this universe, and especially God created human beings as the mediator of this universe between the spiritual world and physical world. Please.
There is no doubt that God's creation of heaven and earth was glorious. First, he created the substantial spirit world. He then created the substantial physical world as a representation of the spirit world. Finally, he created Adam and Eve as the central embodiment of the physical world and spirit world. Adam and Eve were destined to move together in rhythm with heaven and earth. The necessary implication was that if Adam and Eve changed, heaven and earth also would change. And if Adam and Eve's center were broken up, the center of the entire universe would break up. And if the center of the entire universe were to break up, the center of the Creator also would break apart.
Okay, thank you. Mrs. Na, your mic is same, your situation is same, little bit sound is different. But anyway, if no problem, it's okay.
You can't
So,
hear well?
we can hear. It's okay. If same, then it's okay.
I've got earphones on.
A new earphone, okay.
Okay, I take it off.
Still we can hear.
Try that.
Okay. So yeah, maybe we could hear. We could hear. So maybe you can read next part. Next. Now it's okay. Already we read.
It's okay?
Yeah. Oh, that's clear.
Much better. Okay. There is no doubt that God's creation of heaven and earth was, already read that.
Yeah, you read that. So please wait. So,
Okay. I read it again.
no,
There is,
you read already. No need to read. So please wait. So God creation. So God created the universe centering on humanity. So all things are aligned with God and also plan centering on this world, centering on the humanity. So this was the God's plan. But if central point, the humanity has the problem, then all order, all situation, and all environment was the broken up. That's why he's mentioning the human fall. This gave the tremendous influence to this world. Okay, please.
there is a reason God created human beings as two separate entities, man and woman. First, God exists as a subject partner with harmonized dual characteristics. But because he has no external form, he needed a form through which he could relate to the substantial world. Since the creation includes a physical world, God absolutely needed a body that would enable him to communicate with and act freely in that world. It could not just be the body of the man or the body of the woman. It had to be the bodies of both Adam and Eve together, reflecting the image of God.
Yes, please continue.
Without form, God is limited in his ability to relate with the corporeal substantial world. Accordingly, if Adam and Eve had become one while attending God, and if after becoming perfect, they had married and given birth to children, they would have become the external, horizontal, substantial true parents, while God would have become the internal, vertical, substantial true parent. If this had happened, Adam and Eve would have stood in God's position and resembled God 100%, both internally and externally.
Yes, God created human beings as man and woman. Maybe I think everyone remember the reason we already studied through divine principle. So God created man and woman. And what's the reason for God's creation for Adam and Eve, or man and women? Of course, they will stand as the God's son and daughters, but also God created them as God's body. So Adam and Eve are actually God's body. So they are the children, but in the same time, the Adam and Eve were God's body, and God will enter to their body, and they will become the true parents with God and our heavenly parent. Please.
And if Adam and Eve, resembling God completely, had become the true parents of humanity, all humanity would have come to recognize them as God's substantial form. Second, God created human beings as separate entities, man and woman, for the perfection of love. When Adam and Eve became the perfected substantial forms of love and achieved complete oneness, God intended to dwell within them and become the parent of true love for all humankind. Adam and Eve, who thus would have stood in the position of God's external form, then would have been able to reproduce children and form an ideal family and an ideal world. Once this happened, the spirit world and the earthly realm would have been connected through humankind.
Yes, thank you. And the next reason why God created Adam and Eve as man and woman is for completion of love. So God come down and God become the true parents through Adam and Eve's body. Through them, God can appear as a substantial existence through humanity, and he could dominate the spiritual world and also the physical world. So through these things, we could really imagine God had many plans, a clear plan for creating humanity, creating the whole universe. So we could also understand how deeply God expectation and plan was together with Adam and Eve. Please.
God has no external form. He is invisible. Even in the spirit world, God cannot be seen. Nonetheless, God needs a body. God created all things because he needs an object partner. Through it, he can assume a physical form. Perfected Adam and Eve were to have become God's body. So originally, when they went to the spirit world, Adam and Eve were to have become the king and queen of the family, tribe, people, nation, and world, and of the cosmos. Thus, in the spirit world, they would have represented God.
Yes. So many people are looking for God, and we want to see God. We wanted to meet God. But even we go to the spiritual world, we could not see God. Then who is God, or how God is appearing? So as Father mentioned, the Adam and Eve, they are the face, they are the body of God, they are the body of our heavenly parent. That's why during the human fall, or the current time period, maybe even we go to the spiritual world, we cannot see the God, we cannot see the heavenly parent before true parents appear on this earth. So through appearance of true parents, now God can come down and appear in front of humanity, and also can appear with the substantial body. And even on this earth and even spiritual world, we can meet heavenly parents. So who they are, or how God is appearing in front of us. God will appear through using the body of true parents. So when we go to the spiritual world, there is true father and also there is true mother. Of course, now currently mother is here, but go to the spiritual world. True mother will be here. Through true parents, God will appear and meet with us. Please.
God's vision of the ideal of creation included the kingdom of heaven in the spirit world, but he created all things because he wished for a concrete kingdom of heaven in the physical world where he personally could reside. In other words, God created the world and everything in it to experience the glory of both the spiritual and the physical kingdom of heaven, with himself and Adam and Eve as the center. He did not plan on establishing the kingdom of heaven in heaven and on earth just for himself. He created them for humankind as well. God's purpose for creating heaven and earth was so that human beings could live in the kingdom of heaven on earth and afterward in the eternal world of the kingdom of heaven in heaven, centering on Adam and Eve.
Yes, thank you. This is God's ideal of creation. Now, because of human fall, this world will be complicated, and God's plan was totally lost. That's why when we listen those true parents' explanation about heaven, about spiritual world, looks like it's so much complicated and not easy things. But maybe we can imagine if Adam and Eve were not fallen, then what's happened? Adam will be growing up, Eve also would be growing up, and they will receive blessing. So they can become the parent, or they can become couple and parent. And at that moment, automatically, God could come down. And already, God and Adam and Eve were totally united. Then their children will come, their grandchildren will come, their grandchildren will come, who are their parents. Already, Adam and Eve are parent there as the parent, God also there as the parents. That's why on this earth or in the spiritual world, this attending parent, attending God, or God and three parents are united. This structure are really natural. But how about current situation? God could not appear, and three parents are born after human fall. That's why, in order to restore the original God's purpose of creation, there are so many steps and so many process and also so many ways to restore and create the God's ideal of creation. So we could see through learning the God's original plan. Still, we can see there are so many process and also steps. Please.
What kind of people can live in the kingdom of heaven on earth? What kind of spirits can live in the infinite spirit world, the kingdom of heaven in heaven? People that have received the love of Jesus and the Holy Spirit on earth, and going beyond that, receive the love of the Father directly, live together with him and become the victors of the harmony based on the ideal of love. Only they can live in that kingdom.
Yes, thank you. I will read this part again. What kind of people can live in the kingdom of heaven on earth? So what do you think? Of course, already he's explaining, but if there is a question, always we have to think, ask the question and think by ourselves. So Father is asking, what kind of people can live in the kingdom of heaven on earth? What kind of spirits can live in the infinite spirit world, the kingdom of heaven in heaven? People that have received the love of Jesus and the Holy Spirit on earth, and going beyond that, receive the love of the Father directly, lived together with him, and become the victors of harmony based on the idea of love. Only they can live in that kingdom. So we could see during earthly time, if we can receive Jesus' love or the love of spirit. That means love of three parents, love of heavenly parent. If we could have this kind of life together with heavenly parents and three parents on this earth, then we can live the kingdom of heaven on earth and also kingdom of heaven in heaven. Are you living with heavenly parents and three parents or not? Are we living in the kingdom of heaven on earth and in the kingdom of heaven in heaven? We are also need many process and effort more and more. Okay, please.
The kingdom of heaven is to be established first on the earth. According to God's principle of creation, the kingdom of heaven must be perfected first in this earthly world. Originally, God created us such that, after living in the kingdom of heaven on earth while in the flesh, we naturally would discard our physical body, move to the kingdom of heaven in the spirit world, and live eternally. Then what should the kingdom of heaven, which we need to construct on earth, look like? The original family and the kingdom of heaven have the same structure. Basically, in a family, there are the original parents, the original husband and wife, the original children, and the original brothers and sisters. When this family becomes one centered on true love, harmony and unity come about automatically. On that foundation, with true love, true life, and true lineage woven together, they can take on an even higher purpose.
Yes, thank you. Father said, according to God's principle of creation, the kingdom of heaven must be perfected first in this earthly world. So we could see this was the original process and original God's plan. If from the first ancestor Adam and Eve could start this process and could create the kingdom of heaven on earth, just centering on one couple of family, how easy it was. And children, grandchildren, also they could create those ideal nation and world automatically. And they could also create easily in the spiritual world. But how? Now because of human fall, already now there are foreign society, whole foreign nation, foreign world, and foreign humanity, foreign culture, and foreign world are here. How to create this God's nation and God's original world? So one time I think three parents said, if God destroy everything, kill all humanity, and create again from zero, it is easy. But because human beings are children of God, that's why it even takes time, even not simple way, but God decided to restore, waiting, patient, and believing, trusting, and betrayed, even through going through this kind of process. But in order to save all children and to bring them back to the God's original kingdom of heaven, God continuously let the providence and try to restore and create the ideal nation and ideal world. That's why this is kind of the God's blueprint. We know clearly the process or ideal structure, but in order to reach that place, there are so many ways to do that. So our three parents is the one who try to establish and restore all things behalf of God, behalf of heavenly parent, and we are also staying together. That's why we could read those message. How beautiful it is. There are original parent, there are original husband, wife, there are all ideal brothers and sisters and children. And if they could unite centering on true love, based on these things, that we could create ideal nation and ideal world. The ideal is here, blueprint is here. Then how we could fulfill the things. This is our responsibility. Please.
If human beings had not fallen, they would have become the perfected true children of God, with God as their parent and His true love at the center of their lives. Perfected human beings were to form the bond of true husband and wife surrounded by God's love, give birth to and raise true children. Together they were to establish the kingdom of heaven on earth and live together there, and then with their entire family they would one day live in the kingdom of heaven in heaven. If your father went to hell and your mother went to heaven, how would she feel? How would she feel it was the kingdom of heaven? How could she feel if it? I don't know that. If the parents went to hell and only the children entered heaven, how could anyone call that the kingdom of heaven? The kingdom of heaven is a place where the family enters together and lives in an eternal realm of peace. Accordingly, God can settle His ideal of creation only where heaven has been made real in a family on earth. This is where God longs to dwell.
Yes, thank you very much. This is the final slide today. So Father is also explaining what is the kingdom of heaven in heaven and kingdom of heaven on earth. So if Father go to the kingdom of heaven and Mother is going to the hell, then what is this place? Really, can we call this place is heaven or not? This is also the important issue. Maybe in some religion, Christianity, maybe husband is believing Jesus Christ well and going to the kingdom of heaven, and wife doesn't believe Jesus Christ and went to hell. But husband is just accepted and just say, because wife didn't believe Jesus Christ, that's why no choice. But do you think this is really the kingdom of heaven on earth? God's plan and original kingdom of heaven in heaven is to create it with family structure and also all coming together, centering into love. That's why how do we understand, how people could understand about the real structure of kingdom of heaven? This is also the important things. Doesn't matter the place, even good place, even bad place. Who will leave that place? That is also the most important things. So we are leading and joining together with God's providence, together with our heavenly parent and true parents. We are doing these things to create kingdom of heaven on earth. So let's understand this God's blueprint and plan, and let's practice and apply on this earth from myself, from our family, from our nation, and let's also create finally for the world as the kingdom of heaven. So today we share about the heaven. So how we can understand and fulfill the things. This depends on ourselves. Let's do our best. Let's practice well and offer the happiness to our heavenly parent and true parents. Thank you for joining today's morning hundoke. Have a great time. 감사합니다.
Kamsamnida, thank you very much, Rev Yutaka, for sharing with us. And interesting, looking at heaven and what is heaven, and thinking of the different things that heaven is. Heaven is both the spiritual world and the physical world together. They're not separate. Traditionally, always thinking heaven, earth, and earth is physical and heaven is spiritual, but actually heaven is meant to be on earth. So heaven is both, the physical and the spiritual dimensions together. And that only comes together because God created us as His children who are in both realms at the same time, both physically and spiritually while we're living on earth. Of course, we will go to spirit world for eternity, but while we're on earth, we are the fulfillment of God's ideal, because God, wants one way of looking at heaven is the perfect oneness of Adam and Eve with God, so that this oneness, this union enables God to realize his body. God doesn't have a body, and so doesn't have a spirit, and created Adam and Eve to be in both realms, so that God can be in both realms and also be with them as they grow. So in a way, because God gave us responsibility, it's up to us to perfect God by realizing our responsibility the way that God wanted us to realize it. In other words, to become connected to our Heavenly Parent and not anything else. But we know that the fall occurred and restoration took place and is completed. And so the other dimension of heaven is that heaven is the center, the core of every individual and every relationship, and that's realized substantially, with our true parents. I mean, Adam and Eve didn't become God's body. Jesus was unable to unite with his partner, and so true parents realize God's dream after thousands of years. We are in the kingdom of heaven, or Chongnil Guk, 12th year and about to change to the 13th year. I mean, the kingdom of heaven is right here and now, and sometimes we need to be reminded, or I certainly do, reminded that I'm in heaven. I don't need to go anywhere. I'm here. I've been blessed. I've working towards attending our true parents and attending our Heavenly Parent, and we know in April, God will finally settle and govern here on earth. So, what is heaven? In a short statement, heaven is us working together in harmony. So anyway, just some thoughts, and thank you. And I can see now you got your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just reading about a family going into heaven together, and what will happen to families with couples of previous children. How will that work?
Well, Father once said, in circumstances like that, especially if they're blessed families, and that question came up. I don't know if you remember, there was a period of time where people had comfort blessing, a partner passed away, and then Father put the two widows together, and then Father talked about that and said that when they go to spirit world, the children will follow the father, and so that's from being in a blessed situation where there are multiple children from different partners. What it would be for people who are not blessed, I think, potentially, I would imagine that the children go connect to the father's lineage in spirit world. Yeah. Okay. That's what I understand.
You have couples that were not blessed before, or had no blessed children. So two people who have had previous children not blessed and then blessed together and have no children together. What happens to their children? Do they go with the other spouse lineage?
Yeah, because they're not blessed. They would have to. I mean, on that precept that they go with the father's lineage, whoever their father was, they would go with them because then they don't have the yeah. I'm just taking that what Father said in relation to blessed people, expanding that to anybody. It'll be the children go to the father's side, wherever that father is.
So even if that person doesn't,
Not blessed, yeah.
yeah. Hmm. And then what happens if the children receive the blessing later who were not blessed children? Do they still go with the fathers?
We are the turning point in history. So the blessed couple becomes the ancestor. So prior to the blessing, they would just go to whatever parental side that the father is on. But as a blessed couple, that changes the dynamic. We then become the ancestor of our lineage, and so the children of the blessed families obviously go together as a family because as we know that we have to go together as a family, and so uh, uh, if they're not blessed, well then they unfortunately get separated in the spirit world. But if they are blessed, they stay together as a unit. So they go to the blessed couple together.
Hmm. Okay, so there's no hope of them being a family in the spirit world or seeing each other in the spirit world.
Oh no, they can see each other. I mean, but they need to be blessed. I mean, we're all going to go to the kingdom of heaven eventually, and we're all going to go there together. So, I mean, there's going to, that's, I think, the whole idea of ancestor blessing and liberation that we're doing. We're creating a tribe so that the whole tribe is together, so that we end up going as a unit, not but not being blessed, then everyone is split up. Anyway, Jeff, you got a thought on that?
I think it depends on people's spiritual maturity. Sometimes a father can be very immature and no control over his thinking and angry. And sometimes kids can be quite mature. I mentioned yesterday about Chris Lux and our Prime Minister. His son is a very strong Christian, very good person, but the father believes in same-sex marriage. So I don't know. I think as I'm saying, it depends on an individual's maturity. And also, it's probably similar to what it is on Earth. Some kids prefer to be with their mother, and because she's loving, caring, and so on. And some kids don't get on with the father or the mother, vice versa. So it depends a lot on our own individual things that we like individually. And I think the spirit world is resembles the physical world in that way. But obviously, the goal is for both mum and dad to love one another and be in the same place in the spirit world. And kids will naturally go there. Definitely, because even today we have Christmas Day and some kids go to the father's place and the stepmother, and then later on in the afternoon they go to the other place, so the kids are really divided, so in the ideal, both mum and dad will be in the same place, so yeah, that's how it should be. So even when father says, the kids will follow the father, well, hopefully the mother's with them, so together, but otherwise there'll be a lot of conflict, which I believe there is, so yeah. Anyway, some thoughts about that, but it's really dependent on our own spiritual maturity, really, where we go, including our kids. Some might be close to us in the spirit world because they've lived a very good life, got blessed and so on, and some were very naughty and they're very confused, so it'd be hard for them to be in the same space. Yeah. Okay. Lots of thoughts. Thank you.
Yeah. So first Doug and then Rex, because Doug put up his hand first. Okay, so go ahead, Doug.
Oh, me?
Yep.
He said Doug first, but Doug is
Hear me now.
can we hear you? Yeah. Okay. We
Yeah,
can.
we can hear you. Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you. You can't hear us? We can hear you, Doug. We can hear you. We can hear you. We can hear you. Maybe put it in the chat. Yeah.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, fine. We can hear you, Doug.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I have a little problem with things. Carlos needs to be here to help me. In Central Africa, where Carlos is from, uh, everyone calls each other according to their age with respect, mama and papa. So it doesn't matter, It's a really amazing thing. You know how in the islands everyone calls each other uncle and auntie? In Central Africa, it's mama and papa. So there's no lack of love between the ordinary people altogether. It's kind of highlighted. There's so much respect and natural love. It's quite a beautiful thing. So that's all I wanted to add. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Doug. Yeah. Go ahead, Rex.
Morning, everyone. So anyway, I was just thinking maybe we can the issue of Noah in the flood judgment. So it said that only Noah's family was rescued in the flood judgment. But the histories with the mystery in the divine principle, Noah was having hard time with his family, his wife and the children, this and that. But because of Noah unwavering faith, the whole family was rescued. So I think that even the family, or we have, let's say our parent have the children, but the children are naughty. But when the parent have to make the foundation to enter the kingdom, the children will just inherit the parent foundation. Doesn't matter, then they can fund themselves. And then when they will be there, the time they will start to realize that, oh, our dad was right. They can repent, something like that. So my thinking, I don't think that they will separate because of this. The reality is that the children will inherit, the family will inherit the foundation of the parent and enter the kingdom. So that's my thinking. I just refer to the history of Noah during the flood judgment. The wife was against Noah and said, Noah, go work in the garden for the children, going to be the ark. The children also made them mock of the father because it was making them putting the family down because of his behavior, thinking that Noah was maybe a crazy man, something. At the end, when they enter, finally they realize that Noah was right. So I think that God's kingdom is sent because it's for God's kingdom for everybody. The children, if they're naughty, they will find themselves from the parent foundation. That's my contribution. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rex. Yeah. Yes, Rev Yutaka. Yeah.
Yeah, I think those lineage matter, spiritual world matter. Now really we reorganizing, I think, time. Those the unideal situation. That's why if we go to the spiritual world, one main condition is the blessing. Doesn't matter the husband and wife love each other or not, parents and children they close or not. One condition is the blessing, as our true parents said. Before receiving blessing, even they love or close each other, but if they go to the spiritual world, all cannot be staying same place, just according to their spiritual level. But oppositely, if we receive the blessing and go to the spiritual world, then standard is totally different. And even they hate each other, but they have to stay together. So I'm not sure this is a blessing or eternal hell or not. So this is kind of the blessing. That's why if you go to the spiritual world, husband can see wife's all feeling and also her situation. Wife also can see everything, but have to stay together. So somehow this is heaven, somehow maybe this is real hell. So during earthly time, our effort is really needed. So this is really the lineage is one of the main issue. And after that, our effort, how we can really create is really important. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rev Yutaka. That's true. And it's all connected, love, life, and lineage. Yes. So thank you, everyone. That's time now for us to offer our unison prayer. So I'll just share the screen. There it is. Okay, let's pray together. Thank you. Jew, Jew, Jew. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again, Rev Yutaka, and I hope everyone has a great day. We'll see you all again tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.